My dog kept barking at my basement door. I don't have a basement. Rocky had been obsessed with the hallway closet since the day we moved into the house I inherited from my great aunt. He would sit in front of it for hours, growling low in his throat like something evil lived behind the door. I'd open it to show him nothing was there, and he'd shove his nose into the back corner and whine until I physically dragged him away. Some nights I'd wake up at 2 a.m. to him scratching at the closet door so hard his nails left gouges in the wood. My vet said some dogs fixate on spaces where animals died, so I figured a raccoon croaked in the walls years ago and Rocky could still smell it. But then I started noticing things I couldn't explain. Food vanishing from my fridge faster than I was eating it. My phone charger disappearing from my nightstand and showing up in the kitchen. Footsteps and creaking at night. One morning I woke up and my bedroom door was wide open, even though I remembered closing it before I fell asleep. Rocky was planted in the hallway facing that closet, growling like he'd been standing guard all night. I walked over and put my hand on the closet door, and he started barking so loud it hurt my ears. Something was wrong with his house. I decided I was done pretending otherwise. I pulled everything out of the closet and knocked on the walls until I found a hollow section behind the built-in shelves. I pried at the trim with a screwdriver until an entire panel popped loose and I stumbled backward, because there was a door behind it. Rocky was barking and snarling like he was warning me not to open it. I told myself it was probably just an old root cellar. The door swung open and musty air hit my face as I stared down into complete blackness. Rocky wouldn't come anywhere near the doorway. I should have listened to him. I forced myself down the wooden stairs with my phone flashlight, barely cutting through the dark. And when I reached the bottom, I saw a shape in the corner that made me freeze. A sleeping bag and blankets arranged like a bed. I swept the flashlight across the room and found food wrappers, a hot plate, and a phone charger plugged into an outlet. My phone charger, the one I thought I'd lost. Someone had been living underneath my house and coming up those stairs while I slept. I wanted to run, but my light caught something on the far wall that made my legs stop working. A corkboard covered in photographs of the inside of my house. My living room at night, my kitchen, my bedroom door slightly open, taken from the hallway. Whoever was down here had been walking through my home and documenting it like they owned the place. A notebook hung next to the corkboard and I grabbed it with numb fingers. Leaves for work at 7:15, dog stays in the kitchen. The back door doesn't lock right. Safe to come up after 7:30. Page after page documented my schedule. Which floorboards creaked, what time I went to bed. I ran up those stairs so fast I nearly fell. And I didn't stop until I was locked inside my car with 911 on the phone. Police found a second entrance behind my back porch. A small door hidden by overgrown bushes. They told me to stay somewhere else while they set up surveillance. So I grabbed Rocky and drove to my friend's apartment. 2 days later, I went back for my laptop because the police said the exterior entrance was still sealed. I pulled into my driveway and told Rocky to stay in the car. I moved quickly down the hallway but stopped at the closet. The panel I'd pried off was back in place. I hadn't put it back. The police hadn't put it back. A floorboard creaked behind me and I spun around to find a man standing between me and the front door. He was tall with wild eyes and dirty clothes, staring at me like I was the intruder. "You're not supposed to be here," he said quietly. I told him this was my house and his face twisted into something horrible. "No, it isn't. This is my house." She gave it to me. "You don't belong here." He started walking toward me and I stumbled backward. He was between me and every exit. Outside, I heard Rocky throwing himself against the car window, barking like crazy. The man's eyes flicked toward the sound and I ran. I made it 3 steps before he grabbed my arm and yanked me so hard I hit the floor. He was standing over me, breathing hard, eyes completely wild. "I tried to be patient," he whispered, and reached down toward me. Just as his hands wrapped around my throat, the front door exploded inward and 2 officers tackled him to the ground. He was screaming so loud it didn't sound human. "This is my house! She doesn't belong here! This is my house!"